நம்ம ஆரம்பிக்கலாமா? மேம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா? லதா மேம் கேக்குதா?
மேம் கேக்குதா?
கேக்குது எனக்கு. உங்களுக்கு?
ஓகே மேம்.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா?
ஓகே மேம்.
ஓகே. Very good evening to one and all present over here. Today we are having the second day session. So here today it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lata ma'am. She is an associate professor of the Department Electronics and Communication Engineering from Rajalakshmi Engineering College. She obtained her PhD in Information Technology from Anna University in full-time mode. She has nearly 16 years of experience in teaching various colleges like SRM Valliyamai College, DMI College of Engineering. She worked as a research scholar in Department of Electronics at MIT Chennai. Her profound interest in research has made her publish various papers and articles in reputed journals and conferences. She has participated in several national and international seminars and presented papers. She keeps updating herself with latest knowledge in her discipline and likes to interact with students on contemporary issues and topics. She is so passionate about her work and she sets realistic goals and displays professionalism in her undertakings. Her research interests includes image processing, signal processing in healthcare, utilization, machine learning application, measurement issues for development and environmental ethics. Today, she is going to give a session on machine learning for medical image analysis. I hope you are going to enjoy her session today. All the best. And once again, very good evening to one and all, to all the participants. Thank you to everyone. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you,
can continue your session now.
I thank ma'am for giving me an opportunity to present some of the work related to my area. and I thank the entire management for providing a platform to share my thoughts. Okay, I can move to the session now. Ma'am, is it sharing now?
Yes, I'm able
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see FTP on recent
Okay.
trends. Yes, I'm able to
Okay,
see the
okay, okay.
slides.
So actually, the FTP is focused on recent trends in biomedical applications using AI. So actually, my area in my researches, I concentrated on medical image analysis with the machine learning techniques. So I just gone through some of the topics what I learned from that area. So I start from there. So campaign. So why I am using a medical images nothing but so if you go for further analysis of medical images, which is able to help the human analysis in a better manner. So actually, when we are considering as a medical image, the main thing is nothing but how to acquire the image. There are a lot of image modalities available here. So with the help of each and every modalities, we can acquire the images. So actually, we are having some. If we want to make ophthalmology, we have to use CT images. Then we are having a radiology, and in the case of radiology type of acquisition, we can able to X-ray, CT, MRI,
Ma'am,
and
your
PET images.
slides are not
Similarly,
changing,
with the
ma'am. Are you changing the slides?
yes, ma'am. It's not able to.
No, your slide is in first slide only. Are you changing the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
One second, ma'am. Okay, I'm changing my slide. Is it not able to, ma'am?
No, it is in the first
One
slide
second,
only.
ma'am.
Second slide, you just move. It is in first slide only.
One second, ma'am. Whether it is able to see, ma'am? Ma'am, is it able to see now?
Yes, now we can see, ma'am.
Okay. So next is image modality. Can you get, ma'am? Now we are having an images in the case of acquisition methodology. Yes, ma'am.
We can see medical
Okay.
images. Yeah.
With an acquisition methods, right? Okay. So actually, we are having different types of acquisition technology. With the help of the acquisition technology, we can able to acquire the images. So if you concentrate on radiographic images, you can able to identify major bone structures. So with the help of the X-ray, we can able to identify the bone structure, and likewise, we can able to identify the lung-related diseases, and you can able to identify the tuberculosis. So if you go for a CT images, the CT images can able to give a better understanding about the other regions like chest and lungs. Similarly, we are having an MRI modality. So in the case of MRI modality, we are having a different things like either we can go for MRI, or you can go with a functional MRI. So in those modality, we can able to identify what are the different types of things we are having around the brain. And then we are having a modality which is called an ultrasound. So with the help of the ultrasound, we can able to identify the soft structure or tissue, and you can able to identify them fetus in the case of our baby, likewise we can able to identify. Then we are having another modalities like PET and nuclear scanning. So each and every modality is important. So with the help of all those modality, we can able to identify in detail about the every description about the images. So actually already we gone through all those things. So when we are going with a medical image, we have to know how we have to make an analysis and what type of modality we needed and who is the end user. Okay, so if you know the end user, you can able to identify the modality as well as what type of clinical indications we can give through that particular modality. So these things has to be taken care. And the next we can come with the medical imaging. So in the case of medical imaging, we know what are the different types of modality, and we have to add some of the physics concept into the medical image to identify or to know in depth about the structure of tissue. And then we need some of the processing methods. Ma'am, can you able to hear me, and can you able to see the slides,
Yes, ma'am,
ma'am?
I'm able to see the slides. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Medical imaging physics.
Okay, ma'am. Then I can proceed. So actually, we are having a different types of image processing techniques. When we consider as an image, the first thing is we should identify whether the image is having any noise or not. So if there is any noise, we have to go with the elimination of that particular noise. So that is the first part we are having in the image. And then suppose if we want to identify any of the region from the image, that is suppose if some of the regions gets affected, you need a segmentation method to delineate that particular region, and you have to go for further analysis. Okay, so you need a second step called, which is called as a segmentation. After segmentation, we need some of the things like suppose if I want to estimate what is the area of the particular tissue which gets affected. So for that, I have to extract the different features. So we are having a different types of feature extraction algorithm. So with the help of the feature extraction algorithm, you can able to extract the features from the image, and from the analysis, you can identify what happens to the particular region. And the last one is a visualization. So visualization is nothing but which is going to improve the quality of the image. So if the quality of the image is better, we can able to identify the particular regions properly, right? And then we can deal with the machine learning. So actually machine learning comes in the major part. So in the previous case, like image processing techniques, we identify all those things. And the next one is I have to make a decision based upon the machine learning methods. So either you can make a prediction or you can go for a classification. So with the help of the proper machine learning method. So when we come with the medical images, we should know what are the different types of format which is used to store the images. So there are different types of format which is you can store the images. So with the proper format and with the proper visualization tool, you have to extract the images and you have to make the processing methods there. And next, when it comes to the brain images, so when we are going for an analysis, the brain image can be viewed in three things, three parts. Like it can be viewed in the coronal part, and it can view in the sagittal part, and you can view in the axial part. So when we come with the coronal part, you can view the images from that is after taking the images, you can view from the front to back. So whatever that is, you can start from the nose and you can end with the end of the back head. And in the case of sagittal view, which is called as a lateral view. And next we are having an axial view. So in the case of axial view, you can able to view the brain region from top to bottom. So wherever you are having any damages, according to the view, you can identify where the disease has occurred there. So, and the next is just we can see a little more about the segmentation concept. So, in the case of text segmentation, the main thing is we have to make a partitioning of an image. For example, if I am having an image region like this, I can able to identify some of the regions. Like so, you can able to see that the segmentation process can be done here, which is able to identify the dark region as well as the white region. So normally, when we are considering as a brain, we will tell about it is a gray matter and white matter. So if you want to identify any deviation in the tissues, you have to make for a segmentation process. So these are the some of the images which is highlighted for segmentation and object detection. So the object detection is nothing but so this is nothing but one of the method which is radiographic image. So with the help of object detection method, you can identify the bounding box first. So in the case of bounding box, when I go for an object detection, I have to place a bounding box near the object. So if I place the bounding box there, I can able to identify the object with the help of the proper machine learning methods. So next is you are having a classification. So classification plays a major role there. So if the image is corrupted, or if the image is having some deviation with the normal one, you can identify with the help of the machine learning method. So that is called as a classification. So normally then you can go for a prediction also. With the help of the regression, you can able to predict whether the particular region is affected, and it is going to be as a case like a model mild or severe, like that you can go for a regression. And next is in the case of classifier, how you can able to identify the algorithm. So actually we are having a machine learning algorithm. The type of the machine learning algorithm can be a supervised one, or it can be an unsupervised one. Okay, if all algorithms can be together called as a deep learning. So the difference between the machine learning and the deep learning is the deep learning is having a more number of hidden layers. So with the help of the hidden layers, which is able to identify each and every pixels from the image, and which can produce the output. So that is the main concept we are having in the deep learning. And then if you apply the algorithms, deep learning algorithms into intelligence, you can able to identify the artificial intelligence. So in the case of different types, we are having a supervised and unsupervised. So normally in the case of supervised, we know what is the output. So based upon that, we can able to identify them, or we can able to classify the particular task. So if the output is known, you are going to classify whether the corresponding region is having S or no type. So that is called as a supervised. In the case of unsupervised, we don't have a target value. That is, we are not knowing whether the particular images belongs to that region. So you have to go for a clustering algorithm. So if you make a clustering, and after making a clustering, you have to make an identify. The similar value of cluster can be grouped together, and that can be divided into a different region. Okay, so these are the basic types we are having in the machine learning. So when we are going for a machine learning algorithm, the first thing is you have to identify the problem. So for what type of problem I need a machine learning algorithm. So after identification of the problem, I have to make for a data collection. The first thing, whether I am having a proper data or not. So after making a data collection, I have to go for an analysis of my data, whether the data is good or it has all the details. For example, if I'm having an image data, I have to go for an analysis if the image consists of the age factor from low age to high age or not, or if it has any missing data or not. All those has to be done in the case of data handling. So after making the data handling, you have to go for a model. So model, based upon the data only, you have to select the model. So after making a model development, you have to go for a lot of trial in that particular phase. Okay. So after making all the trial, you can able to identify the proper model. So then you have to validate the model. After validation, you can deploy it, and you can go for a product development. So data can be different types of data set. Either you can consider two dimensional, or you can do three dimensional. So here this plays a major important. So if you are having a three dimensional data, you cannot able to process with the two dimensional networks. Okay, so you have to convert that things into another one. Okay, so that is the thing we are having. And next is a large number of data sets are available in the internet. So like either you can have a private data, or you can have a publicly available data. So suppose if you are having a private data, you have to pay for that to get the data. And sometimes the cost can be very high. But if you are considering a public data, the public data, it can be a free one. So you can able to identify all those things. So this is some of the survey related to the data set. So you can see that from the survey, the breast image is having in the public data, they are occupying 2%, and then liver and bone, eye and heart, lung. So according to that, there are large number of publicly available databases are there, and you can access the data. So next is when we are going for a machine learning algorithm. So in the case of machine learning algorithm, the first thing is you have to clear about your data. So whether your data types are properly written. Suppose if I'm having an image in a different format, I have to convert the image into a usable format
இந்த
for
பேக்ல
my
எடுக்க ரெண்டு காமிச்சு
algorithm. And similarly, you have to know the quality of the image. Suppose if that is corrected with the noise, you have to use a proper noise removal methods there. Okay. So if there is no noise, actually nowadays we are taking an image in terms of higher resolution. So in those type of images, it is not necessary to use like a denoising method. Okay. So like that we have to identify, and similarly you have to identify whether the heterogeneity of the image is okay or not. All those things. Then suppose if you compare your data with other things, if you're having a
ഞാൻ അറിയില്ല
duplicated version
ഞാൻ
of
ഇത് തരും
data, that data has to be
ലീവ്
removed.
എടുത്തതിന് അറിയില്ല
Suppose
ഇന്നത്തെ
if
ക്ലാസ്
you're having
ചെയ്യാന്ന്
different
പറഞ്ഞത്
amount of data, you have to make a data management. So with a smaller amount of data, you cannot able to do with the machine learning algorithms. You have to convert your data into a larger amount of data with the proper methods, and then you have to use the machine learning methods. So these are the basic things we are having in the machine learning. When we are using a machine learning, you have to train your model such that it has to properly fit. You have to avoid the overfitting as well as the underfitting. So likewise, you have to select your models, and we should know what is the use of machine learning. The first thing is it can give a better accuracy, as well as you can if you use a proper machine learning method, it can able to detect automatically, and similarly which can be used freely by the society. We'll go with another one. So there are different types of CNN networks are available. So actually in the CNN, already in the previous day, Mutareshnu ma'am has explained in detail about all the CNN networks which is used for medical image processing. So these are the some of the CNN networks which is also used for image related works. So the CNN gives a better results in all those areas. So like you can able to identify the skin lesion, and it can able to identify the breast cancer, and similarly it can able to identify the diabetic retinopathy in all those domains. So here is what is the difference between neural networks and your deep learning. So actually the neural network, we are also having the hidden layer, and both are trained with the network parameters, and based upon that you can able to identify the which can able to identify the disease. Okay, but in the case of deep learning, you can see that there are more number of layers, and the deep learning has a different parameters, and each and every parameters is optimized to select the proper pixels in the image. So the deep learning models are used in a large number of
Hello.
segmentation algorithm, and also in the classification algorithm, so in the detection algorithm. So which can be you can see that in the survey 2017, a large number of papers are coming in machine learning methods, particularly in by the help of the deep learning methods. So these are the some of the deep learning methods, and these are the different types of data set which is available in the net. You can able to use a free data which is available, like either you can okay. So here there are different types of challenges available. So with the from the website, we can able to identify the shape modeling. Similarly, you are having a liver based images, you can able to track all those things. Similarly, segmentation challenges are there. So these are the different types of challenges you are available in the net. You can go through the challenges, and from the challenges you can able to use some of the methods of your research, and you get able to publish your papers in a reputed journals. So these are also challenges images. Just go through all those things from the net. And next is we are using all those things, all our medical concern related to the machine learning and deep learning. So how this machine learning and deep learning can be implemented into AI. So you can see that you are having a different methods. So all the methods has to be incorporated with the intelligence, and that has to be transformed to the human community. So this is some of the technology trends in the medical device. So in the medical device, we are having different domains, like it can be used for telehealth, it can be used for digital twins, and it can be used in a silico medicine, and you can have some AI based medical devices, and you can store all the data in the clouds. So these are the different technology trends which is used in the medical device. So if we are having in the telehealth nowadays, we are having our wearables in our body itself. So with the help of the wearable, we can able to track the body conditions. Like you can able to identify what is the heart rate and what is the heartbeat, what is the pressure. All those level can be identified easily, and that can also be communicated to the user. And you can see that some of the robotic devices which is used for the doctors to make a surgery. So these are the robotic device for surgery. And we are having a digital twin concept. So in the case of digital twin, you can able to create a virtual informations which is related to the input. For example, if I am having a patient, you can also create a digital twin. That is, you can create a model for that. Similarly, you can have a medical device. Similarly, you can create a digital twin in case of hospital. So how you can make a thing here? The first thing is, if you are want to able to create a digital twin, the first thing is you have to get a data, and then you have to do the studies. Then studies can be related to the image, studies can be related to the signal, and studies can be related to the behavioral data, and all those can be combined together to create a model here. Okay, so from that you can able to, if you create a model, you can able to identify what are the things available with that particular model, and that can be correlated with the human. Similarly, in the case of medical device also you can make it. So if you are going to create a medical device, you have to need proper things like related to the algorithms and the history, and also the sensor related data, and what are the performance matrix can be given to the community, and what are the different causes or factors related to the medical device. So all has to be incorporated in the digital twin, and from that you can able to identify the medical device. And then you are having some simulation result which is related to the pancreas. So you can see that this is a simulation environment which is created with the help of the MATLAB, right? So here, the ability of the pancreas to stimulate the glucose level can be identified. So if the level is lower, then you can able to give the, or you can able to increase the glucose level by giving a medicine. So you can see that you are having a MATLAB environment, you are having a controller, and you are having a corresponding food items which is given to the patient. So the patient model is created here. So, and every time it is given, it is measured by the device. After measuring by the device, if it is not getting a proper glucose level, then the insulin has to be given to the particular patient. Okay, so which is a feedback mechanism given back to the patient. If the level is low, the medicine can be directly given to the patient. So actually this is tested in the model. So this model can be created to the human also. And next is we are having a medical device. You can able to see that AI based medical device. So actually here you can see that this is nothing but a brain is connected with a particular device. So if the brain, if you sense the activity of the brain region, according to the signal which is received from the brain, the person can able to sense it, and he is able to touch the particular device, and he can make use of that particular drink. Okay, so how it is acquired? So we are making an integration of our AI with the brain as well as the device. Okay, so first thing is you have to acquire the signal from the brain, and according to the signal element which is received from the brain, the device can activate and the person can be benefited by this source. So next is you are having a cloud device. So the cloud device is nothing but nowadays a large number of medical informations are stored in the cloud. Okay, whatever the data which is available in the cloud, they has to be kept in a secure manner. So you have to provide a proper security for those things to store the particular person details to use for a cloud-based applications. And we might have seen these type of what cables which is called as a band. So with the help of the wearable band, the person can able to monitor his health activity. So every time, suppose if they are walking or if they are running, each and every moment of their life, they can able to identify the heartbeat or pressure level. All those things can be measured from that wearable, and the indication can also be given to the respective mobiles and or to the neighbors. So for making all those things, they have to follow some standards. So whenever we are using or we are making a medical device, whenever we are using any medical device, all medical device has to be follow some standards. So within the standard, they have to follow the rules and regulations. Then only they can produce the particular device to the market. So next is how you can give the data to the end user. So normally we are having a model. The first thing is, if you are having a data, you have to access the data. So the data can be come from the like a signal, or it can be from the database. Okay, so either you can acquire the information from the sensors, or you can take data from the files. Like it can be stored in as a numbers, or you can take images from the database. Okay, so these are the different types of formats of data available. Then you are having an analysis block. So in the case of analysis block, you can explore your data and you can make a processing of your data with the proper algorithms. And then after making an analysis, that is what you are going to do with the particular data. That analysis is a very important one. Then after making an analysis, you have to go for a development of models. So development of model is an important parameter in the case of image processing. So you are having a different types of AI models and algorithms, and you are having a different simulation environment. So all those will use to develop a model. And if you develop a model, and then you can deploy the model for consumer applications, like you can develop an apps, or you can develop an embedded devices, or you can provide a result in the cloud. So all those will come to the deployment process. So you have four phases, like you have to get the data, analyze the data, develop the model, and deploy it as a product. So here you can see that you can see that you are having a band. So actually, this is an application which is used in the consultation. So actually, the particular child is affected with the disease. So in that situation, they are not able to go to the hospitals. So the doctor want to analyze the information from their place itself. So here they are creating a band in their hand. So based upon the information received from the band, the doctor can able to suggest medicine to the particular child, and they can give information to the child. So what are the things they are doing? So what type of access? The through the signal, that is like a pulse signal which is received from the hand, they can acquire the signal. And whenever the baby put the hand near to the chest, they acquire the information related to the heartbeat and other sounds like that. So all can be get from the particular band, and then that signal is analyzed with the data. So here in the case of analysis, you can use any of the algorithm, signal analysis algorithm, to analyze the informations. After making an analysis, you have to make a development of algorithm. That is, after making an analysis step, either you can go for a classification, or you can go for a detection like that. So here, in the case of development of model, they can able to identify based on the signal observation. So whether the signal is normal or abnormal. So if they have the feature is nothing but what are the informations which is available with the signal, then do a proper classification with a standard model according to the type of the data. Not necessary to use a big algorithm for making a classification. We just look into the data. For the data, if the basic method is available, you can go with the basic method. If you are having too much of information, you have to go with the higher level of method to go for a classification. Then you can go for a final step. So this is like how you are having a machine learning and deep learning plays there. And next is you can see that the person who is having how we can convert the brain signal into a different types of module. So these are the applications which is related to the image. So now you can see that one of the application I gone through from the MATLAB thing. So here how AI can be used in the, you can see that how AI can be used for medical. I can play that. Can you able to see that? So actually, you can see that. So actually, the person who is playing the drums is not having any hands. So you can see that how they are thing is.
Where
Can you see that?
units were actually the disabled augmented in ways that actually much faster instead of not complex or
Okay, can you able to see that? So here, what happens is the person is not having the hands, but he wants to make interest in music. Okay, so here how they are inventing a medical device for making playing of the this is an AI device. So how they are making a concept is first thing is you have to integrate a brain signal along with the particular instrument. So if the person knows the music, according to that, his brain will stimulate some of the signals, and you have to combine your brain signal to the instrument, and combined signal can be used to play the music. So this is the concept they are having, how they are integrating the human brain along with the device. That is an interesting one. So you can see that how they are managing. You can see that you are having a player. So you are querying the images, and here the instrument A instrument is connected. The person can make a music. So actually it is a closed loop path. Like every time the person has to generate a signal, and the signal has to be given to the processing step, like your processor, and then the processor has to give the corresponding instruction to the particular device to play the music, right? So this is how the AI is used in the era. So now I am going to discuss some of the work which I have did in my research. So actually my research area is human brain. So the thing what the image what I considered is I am interested in a psychotic disorder. So psychotic disorder is nothing but a different type of classification they are having. So normally they are having disturbance in their brain activity. So in my case, I am having two types. One is a schizophrenia, and other one is so when I am taking a brain image, the first thing is what type of modality you are going to use. Either you can use a single modality, or you can go with the all type of modality to analyze your data. So and next is the you have to identify the biomarkers. So what are the biomarkers available? So actually the brain is consist of large number of regions. So from the survey, I'm able to identify there are deviation in the cerebellum region, ventricle region, and corpus callosum region. So further, I have to go in depth analysis in those regions. So this is my framework. The first thing is I have to collect the images. So either I can collect the images from the hospital, or I can get the image from the publicly available database. And next is I have to need for some pre-processing method. So actually all the images I collected from the database itself. So I doesn't need any pre-processing methods. The thing is I have to eliminate the skull. So actually I am going to concentrate on the middle of the image part. So I am going to remove the non-brain regions. So some of the methods I am using there. There are I attempted 3 methods, and I just validate the method. And next is after pre-processing methods to delineate particular region, you have to validate it. And next you have to go with the feature extraction method. So feature extraction is you are having a plenty of features are available there. Then extract the feature. Then you can go for a classification